Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the graduating MPA Class of 2017.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. I am Robert Freeman, Chair of the Department of Accounting at the University of Texas at Austin. This afternoon, we celebrate the accomplishments of students who have completed their MPA degree requirements. It is a pleasure to welcome to this ceremony the spouses, parents, relatives, friends, and teachers of this graduating class. The MPA has a rich history. This year, the Texas MPA celebrates its 70th anniversary, and the Department of Accounting celebrates 106 years of excellence in accounting education. Over the years, we have crafted a first-class professional education. Today, our programs are world-renowned, with a solid record of scoring the #1 spot in national rankings, including U.S. News and World Report, and the Public Accounting Report. The UT pass rate on the CPA exam has consistently been among the highest in the country. For the last 7 years in a row, a UT student was among 40 students nationally to win the coveted Elijah Watts Sales Award for passing all 4 parts with better than a 95% score. Last year, an amazing 2 MPA students won the award. Each year, we survey our graduates as they leave the program. This year, 90% of May and August 2017 MPA graduates have already received offers or accepted employment. Not surprisingly, 69% of those jobs are in Texas. The remainder are scattered across the country in cities like Atlanta, Boston, Charlotte, Chicago, Denver, Minneapolis, Philadelphia, Portland, Seattle, and Washington, D.C. In addition, 16 of our graduates have accepted offers in New York City, and 23 have accepted offers in California. Among our graduates today, 70 of you studied or will study abroad in the summer semester, giving you concrete experience of our global economy. You've learned in Buenos Aires and Prague. The reputation of UT accounting is worldwide. As your ethical and expert professional careers take you across the globe, you will build our worldwide reputation further. This reputation is your legacy. Upon entering as a student, you became a member of the University of Texas community. Now, as you are about to graduate, your relationship with UT continues. You have the opportunity to join other alumni who lend a hand to the next generation of students. First, keep in touch. Those of you working in Texas, come visit. If you are far away, email your professors or keep in touch via social media. Our next generation of students needs you to reach back. Second, support UT financially. The faculty appreciates that. A concrete way you can do this is to participate at any level in our annual giving program. Your participation rate will trumpet the pride we know you hold in your MPA degree, honoring and building your legacy. Those of you who have already given, thank you very much. I know that I speak for the faculty when I say it's been a privilege for us to teach this great group of students. We wish you the very best as we carry our legacy into the next century. As you start this next phase, the accounting faculty, program staff, and I congratulate you for your outstanding achievements. The eyes of Texas are upon you, and make no mistake, they are proud eyes indeed. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Steve Lindberg, Associate Dean for Graduate Programs at the McCombs School of Business. Dean Lindberg.
Well, it is a privilege and a pleasure to be here today as you graduate with your MPA degree. I also am an accountant, so I feel right at home here. And it's always fun to have this celebration with, that's right, the class of 2017. I just like saying that. The high stature, the supreme stature of the MPA program, including its faculty, students, and alumni, is well known. You and the program are shining stars. We are honored you will represent the McCombs School and the University of Texas as you embark on your careers. Congratulations, you make us all very, very proud. We look forward to hearing from you, and as you go into the world, and as you do great things. Now, my request to you is to stay in touch. In addition to the faculty and students, one of our greatest strengths is the McCombs School Alumni Network, and you're part of it now. You're alumni almost. So it's a great network to be involved with, over 100 chapters of Texas X's worldwide. Take advantage of that network, and please find time to stay engaged and give back when you can. Does that sound repetitious? It is only with the help of our amazing alumni that we can continue to advance and improve, along with the world's premier universities. And now I am pleased to introduce someone who is a prime example of staying involved and giving back to both current students and alumni. Our guest speaker today, Ms. Niloufar Molavi. Niloufar leads PwC's global and U.S. energy practice, comprised of over 6,000 professionals, serving global energy clients and in the gas and energy industry. She is responsible for all client services, including assurance, advisory, and tax. Niloufar began her career with PwC in 1991 and was promoted to partner in 2001. She joined the firm in the leadership group in 2009. She earned her master's in professional accounting with a concentration in tax from none other than the University of Texas. Back home. Frequently, actually. She currently serves on the advisory board of the McCombs School and our Accounting Advisory Council. She has also had a remarkable array of other leadership roles at PwC, such as U.S. Vice Chair, Managing Partner, and Chief Diversity Officer, a role in which she oversaw the firm's diversity strategy and all of its related programs and initiatives. With 25 years of PwC tax experience, Niloufar has served a wide range of energy companies both in the U.S. and abroad, advising clients in international and U.S. tax structuring, mergers, acquisitions, and public offerings. In 2017, Niloufar was celebrated among the 50 most influential women in Houston by Houston's Women's Magazine. The Houston Business Journal recognized her among the who's who in energy. Consulting Magazine honored her with its Leadership Award for Women, and the Association of Latinos in Finance and Accounting recognized her as the Executive of the Year in 2012. Niloufar is a certified public accountant and resides in Houston with her husband and 2 children. The university and the McCombs School are so proud to have her as an alumna and as our MPA speaker today. Niloufar?
Dean Lindberg, Dr. Freeman, distinguished faculty, parents, friends, and of course graduates. Thank you for having me here. McCombs Class of 2017, congratulations. It is a privilege to be standing here before you today as you commence the rest of your career and move on to the next chapter. You are the best and the brightest, and you are graduating from the #1 accounting program in the nation. And more importantly, the world is out there waiting for you. I know what it's like to be sitting in those seats today. I remember how proud I was when I graduated from this distinguished program. It was a few years ago. Although our paths may have been different, the hard work, the sleepless nights that went into getting you into those seats, walking across the stage here today, it's all worth it. And while I know you have probably all loved your time here in Austin, I also know you are ready to move on and see what's waiting for you as you embark on the next exciting chapter in your life. I remember that feeling very well, being ready to accept my diploma, let my family snap 1 million photos, and today post it on social media, and then head out there and see what life has in store for you. I have been given the privilege of sending you off, and I'm not going to squander it here today. But I do want to share with you lessons that I have learned that you're not going to find in a textbook, but ones I do hope will serve you well as you embark on the real world. I'm going to share 3 tips, ones I wish someone had shared with me when I started my career. But let me start by telling you that without a doubt, the McCombs degree you're receiving today, the classes you have attended, and the amazing professors that you have learned from have set you up beautifully for your career, wherever you're going. I was very fortunate to have learned from some of the same professors and faculty, at least one of whom is sitting here on stage today, Dr. Katchelmeyer. But the reality is, no matter how well you have done in this program, when you enter the workforce, the truth is you're starting all over again. Your grades won't matter. Your class rank won't matter. You will start as another rookie. And careers are only straightforward in retrospect. My path may have seemed like a set of logical steps today, but at the time, it felt like a series of unconnected choices. Some events were beyond my control, like when the Iranian Revolution happened and my family had to leave Iran, move to France, and ultimately to Houston. Others felt more deliberate, like choosing to come to the University of Texas and joining PwC. But by far, the biggest driving force pushing me along were the relationships I built and maintained at UT and in the workplace. And more importantly, the sponsors who showed me what was possible and then helped me get there. One of the first things I encourage you to seek out when you start your jobs is coaches and mentors. And you need them, by the way, every step of the way in your career. Find those who have walked the path before you and listen to what they have to say and what they learned along the way. They want to share those experiences with you. You don't advance in your career on your own. You have a lot of help along the way. And what happens when you prioritize building relationships is you will see success. Today, as Dr. Lindberg mentioned, I lead PwC's global energy practice with over 6,000 professionals all over the world. I have risen in the ranks at PwC thanks initially to a relationship that started right here at UT. I was recruited by UT alum, by UT and McCombs alum, Lizzie Ant, who's now a retired partner. She served as a role model throughout my career. She picked me out from a crowd of graduates to advance my career, gave me many chances, and that changed the course of my life. Relationships matter. You may get lucky with a job or a rise in ranks at whatever firm you're going to be at, but connections will help you along the way. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I do know it is far more likely that referrals and relationships, or lack thereof, will define your career trajectory. So look around today. Connect with all of your peers today. Get their names, get their contact information, put them in your phones, stay in touch. The person sitting next to you may end up being a connection you need to get into a client. They could be the person who's going to bring you into your next job opportunities. They could be your boss, you could be theirs. And although we know that in accounting it's all about interpreting numbers, success in any field comes down to interpersonal relationships and connections. PwC actually released our 20th year CEO survey this year, and over 77% of those CEOs who responded said they were concerned about key skills shortages which could impair their company's growth. Even though it's hard to believe, those CEOs all agree that book smarts are easy to come by. The skills they are especially concerned about are the soft ones. They say they're struggling to locate creative, adaptable, and innovative leaders with emotional intelligence, EQ. If you're not sure what emotional intelligence is, I suggest you look it up before you start on the first day. And although mentors are important, as I mentioned, sponsorship was crucial to my first big opportunity at PwC. And in case you're wondering, yes, there are differences between mentors and sponsors. Mentors tell you what to do. Sponsors open doors. They put their reputation on the line for you. They make things happen and provide you with opportunities. And people often ask me, can I go ask someone to be my sponsor? And I tell them, not necessarily. In order to sponsor someone, to put your reputation on the line for them, you need to have a relationship with them and you have to believe in them. So build strong relationships and then success will follow. Tip number 2, be agile and embrace change. If there's a motto that has served me well throughout my career is being comfortable with being uncomfortable. If something scares you, if there's a skill set that you don't feel confident about, figure out how to change it because you can't spend your career avoiding the uncomfortable. To succeed in business and in life, you need to adapt to change. Our profession has changed significantly and it continues to evolve. And even if all you want to do is be a great accountant in the trenches, you need to deal with change. But if you embrace the changes, then you can aspire to be a leader rather than just being in the trenches. And you can be an agent of change. You know, it took me a while to realize I came by this mindset naturally. As I mentioned, I'm an immigrant. I grew up in Tehran, and I immigrated after the Iranian Revolution. Those of you who may have seen the movie Argo may have seen the chaos that took place in my country. And we lived through the revolution and the US hostage crisis, and then my parents decided to move to France to let the turmoil die down. We packed a few suitcases, but we never returned. Instead, we continued our journey to Houston. I spoke English when I moved to Houston because I went to international schools, but when we moved to France, I didn't speak a word of French, and let me tell you, that was very difficult. And as much as I love Houston now, it wasn't an easy transition. Even something as simple as my name became a stumbling block. Niloufar means water lily in Farsi, and it's a very popular name. But here it seemed strange and exotic. It was hard to pronounce, even harder to spell. It made me different. And at the time, I wouldn't have told you that I'm developing key leadership skills that are going to help me later on in life. And the experience certainly wasn't fun. But it was tremendous. It was a tremendous confidence builder. In order to survive, I quickly learned a new language, learned to navigate a new culture, and made new friends. That helped me and gave me the ability to be agile and to handle change. There is no doubt that my childhood got me comfortable with the uncomfortable. Those turbulent years after the Iranian Revolution taught me some important lessons. I learned to be resilient, to trust my ability, to adapt, to navigate across cultural differences. I found the strength within me. And if I felt out of place as an immigrant teenager, I felt just as out of place as a 22-year-old in the middle of the oil patch. And I felt just as out of place when my boss asked me to lead a group of experienced male colleagues in my field. Was I afraid? I sure was, but I felt the fear and I did it anyway. And I soon realized I was much more comfortable in these challenging circumstances than my peers. I was more willing to take on assignments that were risky and no one else wanted, to work on high-profile projects that everybody else was afraid of because if they failed, it was very visible. I wasn't afraid of that. This is what will set you apart and get you noticed and will make you the kind of employee that can be counted on. So I recommend you consciously embrace change. Go after the work that no one else wants to do. Do a great job and you will get noticed. Or maybe you try and you fail. That's okay too. Your failures will be your most important experiences of all because that's when you learn and you grow. So don't let these opportunities pass you by. Get comfortable being uncomfortable because it means you're continuing to learn. My third and final tip for you is be aware of blind spots. Blind spots are unconscious biases that we all have. And if you think you don't have them, think again. The blind spot is very similar to the visual blind spot that we all have in the retina of our eye. In 2010, I had the opportunity to serve as PwC's Chief Diversity Officer. And for the first time, I introduced blind spot training to the firm. The first sessions were held with our executive team, and there was quite a bit of resistance, I must say, from our leaders at the time. They were skeptical of the idea. We had been on a long journey on the diversity and inclusion at the time, and we had led the way in corporate responsibility and inclusion. So some questioned, why do we need this? Why now? But I can tell you, after our leadership team had been through this training, I had a number of people who came up to me and said it was the best training they had ever been through. They uncovered things about themselves that they didn't know, and it took them by surprise. For me, it was the gender test. At the time, I was the Chief Diversity Officer. I was supposed to be unbiased, right? But I found out that we all have biases. There was one aha moment after the next. By the way, some are good biases. For example, all of you and all of us on stage are biased towards McCombs and University of Texas. However, there are also unconscious biases that impact big and little decisions that one makes every day. Blind spot training has been increasingly phased into our firm. And in December, PwC's chairman, Tim Ryan, announced that not only was he instituting them firm-wide, but he decided nobody at PwC could be hired or promoted at any level until they had completed this training. We all have biases, and instead of pretending we don't see them, we need to identify them, analyze how they affect our decisions, and then figure out how to identify and counteract them when we're making important decisions. You may judge someone positively or negatively based on one trait. You may assume others share your views and beliefs or show a preference to people with similar traits. So instead of entering the workforce pretending you're colorblind or gender neutral, identify your blind spots and counteract them by diversifying your personal networks and spending time with those that are different. And finally, I will leave you with one last thought. The bottom line is, this is an extraordinary school and has prepared you well for whatever is going to come next. Now is the time for you to pay it forward. I've been fortunate because PwC sent me back to UT as a brand new associate to recruit talent to the firm. At PwC, by the way, UT is our #1 campus hiring source. We average between 175 and 250 interns and associates a year who join us from UT, and we have over 700 alumni today just in the US. My recruiting trips to UT allowed me to stay connected with the faculty. Throughout the years, I've had many opportunities to connect in different ways, like supporting various organizations, some of whom I was a member of, like Alpha Kappa Psi, and attending Beta Alpha Psi events, participating on the Accounting Advisory Board and the McCombs Advisory Board, and spending time in the classroom with students and with faculty. I want to encourage you to stay connected as an alumni. There is so much more for you to gain from your affiliation with McCombs beyond the degree you're receiving today. Become a mentor to a future McCombs student or support the faculty in the classroom. Give a little bit of your time to listen to the students' questions and concerns and provide them guidance. Help faculty out with class presentations or case studies. Get involved with recruiting future Longhorns to your companies. Support the school with your time and with your resources. Pay it forward. Thank you for having me here today. Congratulations and hook 'em horns.
Thank you, Niloufar. The McCombs Accounting Program's Texas Star Award is given to a friend of our department and our programs in recognition of his or her continuing support over a sustained period of years. Today's honoree joins a distinguished group of prior Texas stars. I'm very pleased to announce that this year's recipient is C. Aubrey Smith, Jr. Aubrey is a highly successful Austin investment advisor and real estate investor. He also chairs the Aubrey Smith Family Foundation, which has generously supported the MPA program and the Department of Accounting for many years. Aubrey received his BBA degree from UT in 1952, but his family has supported accounting programs at UT for almost 100 years. Their legacy began in 1924 when Aubrey's dad joined the accounting faculty of the UT School of Business and began the process of establishing the MPA degree and the Department of Accounting Advisory Council. We greatly appreciate that under Aubrey Smith Jr.'s leadership, the Aubrey Smith Family Foundation has continued to support the MPA program that his father was so instrumental in establishing. And we are proud to present you with the 2017 Texas Star Award.
I wasn't prepared say anything today, but I'd like to say a few words about how impressed I am this class, the university, and the progress that's been made over the 85 years of my life and going back further than that into my father's time. He's the one that deserves this award. I don't, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce Professor Steve Smith. Professor Smith is Senior Director of the MPA program and has taught at UT since 2007. He will begin the Student Award presentation.
Thank you, Robert. So I pay attention pretty well and noticed a couple things. First thing, I'm not going to ask you about money. Second thing is, in order to get a response, if Javi knows this because he was in my accounting class, I always tell a story about getting a response from students. It's a Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck cartoon. And so I realized to get a response out of you guys, I need to say something about #1 accounting program. So next year, I'll make sure to pepper my comments with something about #1 accounting. So congratulations. I think I met everybody at the reception, so if I didn't, hopefully we'll get a chance to meet afterwards. But commencement at the #1 accounting program, I won't do that anymore, that's the last time, is a time for celebration and recognition. At this stage of the ceremony, we would like to recognize some of our outstanding graduates. As each award is announced, and I think this is a surprise for each of these students, I invite the recipients to come join me on stage to accept the award. The CPA Accounting Education Foundation sponsors an award for an MPA student who has demonstrated outstanding accounting knowledge. This year, the CPA Accounting Education Award goes to Nancy Wynn. Nancy, please come up on stage and to receive your award. During her undergraduate years, Nancy was a double major in business administration and actuarial science. She completed her undergraduate and graduate level accounting coursework with a 4.0 GPA. Quite impressive. Nancy performed 2 internships during her time as a UT student and will be working full-time as an actuarial analyst upon graduation. She also completed a supply chain study abroad program in Hong Kong. She was a member of the Actuarial Science Club and placed second in an Enactus case competition. Nancy, congratulations. The Federation of Schools of Accountancy sponsors an award for an MPA student who has excelled academically and shows promise as an outstanding professional. This year's recipient is David Hoyer. I'll embarrass him a little bit as well. David was an undergraduate double major in business administration and German. He achieved an accounting GPA of 3.9 and pursued the financial reporting and assurance track. His professors say that he was an excellent student both in terms of performance on written work and class participation. He was also an intermediate accounting teaching assistant. Lastly, David was, well, not lastly, but in addition, David was selected as one of 6 individuals nationwide to serve as a postgraduate technical assistant at the Financial Accounting Standards Board. As you can tell, this is a prestigious honor given to students who have an outstanding academic record, strong critical thinking and communication skills, and demonstrated leadership abilities. David, congratulations. And now, representatives from the Master in Professional Accounting Council will present the Outstanding Traditional Student and Faculty Awards. Please welcome Fiona Gilmore and Beth Wilson.
Each year, the MPA Council acknowledges a member of the traditional MPA class who has made an outstanding contribution to the program through personal character, class spirit, and campus involvement. As UT staff advisor to the MPA Council, I am pleased to present the Outstanding Traditional MPA Award to a student who has always gone out of her way to build rapport within the program and continuously bring everyone together. Here is what her fellow students had to say about her. A key component to the master's experience is to build lifelong relationships, and she has contributed tremendously to helping make this a reality within the program. She also does volunteer work, holds a work position at UT, loves UT, and is always speaking fondly of the university. She is proud to be here and does everything she can to be involved. She is strong, outspoken, independent, driven, passionate, has a good moral compass, and is a great leader. The Outstanding Traditional MPA Award goes to Sarah Stiff.
The James W. Dietrich Outstanding Faculty Award is given to a faculty member recognized as an outstanding professor by the 2017 graduating class. This year's recipient is an excellent professor that has a passion for tax. However, one of the best things she teaches students is how students can teach themselves. She went beyond just teaching tax research concepts. She was the one who revealed to students the magic of tax accounting and planning and its connection to the day-to-day function of a business. This professor goes the extra mile to make sure students are receiving the best possible education and are fully prepared for the workforce. While her class was, without a doubt, one of the hardest classes I have ever taken, I never minded working hard for her because I knew she was working just as hard, if not harder, than her students. However, what I truly appreciated about this professor is how much she cares about her students. I knew if I had any questions, whether personal or career related, she would give honest, insightful advice. Her work ethic, poise, and gracefulness makes her an excellent role model for all students, but especially for females. Today, I am honored to present the Outstanding Professor Award to Christina Zanakis.
Congratulations, Christina. Each year, representatives from the MPA graduating class address the assembly. This year, the graduating student speakers are Eric Dipp and Reggie Gobadiaye. You guys come up, and I'll embarrass you as you walk up. Eric is an integrated MPA and also completed a minor in Management Information Systems. He was born in Houston to an immigrant family from Vietnam. He is a first-generation Chinese and Vietnamese student and first in his family to attend a higher education institution. He loves to cook in his free time and is very passionate about foreign politics, technology, and music. He is also actively involved in many student events and served as the 2015-16 president for Omega Phi Gamma fraternity. Reggie is a traditional MPA and will be joining KPMG's deal advisory practice in Houston after graduation. During his time at UT, he served on the MPA Council as an MPA student ambassador and was a very eager and involved student in the program. I think every time I saw a visiting student, they were visiting with Reggie, so thank you, Reggie. His multifaceted living experiences have taken him from Nigeria to Morocco to all over the US, and his goal is to visit each and every country by age 30. It's quite a goal. He would most like to thank UT, the MPA program, and friends for opening these doors and opportunities, and to thank his parents for their unconditional support.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for letting me speak on behalf of our graduating class today. They only gave us 10 minutes to speak, so for those of you who really hate speeches, know that the best part of your afternoon might come in approximately 9 minutes and 45 seconds. I want to keep this as short and as simple as possible, partly because I feel that shorter speeches have more of an impact, mainly because I feel that I will probably make less of a mistake this way. So today I want to talk about two things and just two things: uncertainty and details. I guess I'll start by telling you how nervous I am. I'm standing here in front of an audience of hundreds, speaking as if I'm standing in front of an audience of thousands. Commencement speeches traditionally partition wisdom and life experiences to the newly graduating class in hopes that they will be slightly better off when entering the real world. Yet, looking around me, I find myself no more experienced and none the wiser than my fellow classmates. Yet, I'm still here. You see, no one really knows how to give a commencement speech until they have to give it. And until then, it's just hours of frustration, revision, and a slight pinch of panic attacks. But that's just the point. I believe it was Vincent van Gogh who first said, "I am always doing what I cannot do yet in order to learn how to do it." Which brings me to uncertainty. When writing this speech, the first thought that came to my head was, what do I talk about? So I imagined myself 5 years ago at my high school graduation and thought about my biggest fears after graduating. And lo and behold, it was uncertainty. I was uncertain of my major, my 5-year plan, or even what I wanted to do with my life. I wasn't even sure if I liked Coke or Pepsi better. Just like right now, I was full of uncertainty, and that really scared me. Uncertainty surrounds us at each major milestone in our life. It scares us and paralyzes us, especially when considering new ventures. Yet, while uncertainty besieges us in a daunting fashion, it is what gives life a layer of depth. Many of us graduates walk in a realm of uncertainty, but that's okay. In fact, I encourage that we embrace uncertainty head-on and continue to do so for the rest of our lives. Try new foods, explore undiscovered places, switch your careers, whatever it may be. Never let uncertainty paralyze you. Uncertainty is everywhere and will prove intimidating at times. But know that uncertainty can actually be a good thing. Uncertainty gives our actions real consequences. Therefore, uncertainty gives our actions real meaning. And while we might not always be satisfied with the outcome, you can bet that we will always be proud that we tried. So I'm writing my commencement speech in the middle of finals, a very dangerous move, by the way, and a thought dawned on me. I'm actually having a lot of fun doing this. I think back to a few weeks ago and remember how nervous I was to even apply to be speaker. They wanted a video of me speaking, so I frantically cleaned my room, put on my best shirt, and asked my lovely girlfriend to record me speaking without laughing every 3 seconds. Then I realized, while I'm extremely grateful to be commencement speaker, what really sticks to me is the journey and hard work it took for me to get here. Which brings me to details. As students and professionals, we often see ourselves overwhelmingly busy with school, work, friends, and family. We are often so busy that we forget to take a moment to breathe and enjoy life for what it is. Most of us consider each stage in life as a means to an end, a stepping stone, or a prerequisite to the next bigger and better thing. Instead of viewing education as a means of simply getting a job, or a job as a means of simply earning money, I encourage each of us to view each stage in life as the final destination, rather than a pilgrimage we must complete. our professional lives will prove demanding and difficult. At times, we will be tempted to rush through just to get the job done. It is during these challenging times that it is important to remember that this is life. The journey is the destination. After all, looking back at my years here, it will not be the graduation that I remember the most, but the hours studying, struggling, and going to class that truly made college a special memory. I want to thank my friends, family, and FSU for always believing in me, and my girlfriend and mother who gave me the courage and confidence to apply. To the graduating class of 2017, congratulations, and always remember that life is a lot like writing a commencement speech. You won't know what to do or how to do it until you have to. But once it happens, you'll truly learn what it means to be successful. Thank you, and good luck to the graduating class.
All right, pressure on. Distinguished faculty, friends, family, and fellow members of the MPA Class of 2017. I am absolutely honored to be standing here representing the graduating class. Congratulations, we made it. To anyone and everyone that in some way made this moment happen, we, the MPA Class of 2017, would like to express our sincere gratitude for all the roles you played in getting us to this point. Many of us envisioned this day right from when we stepped foot at UT, maybe last year, or maybe even 5 years ago. I think back to early March of last year when I first received notification of acceptance into the MPA program. I remember staring at the screen for several minutes in a state of mild paralysis. I also think back to August of last year at orientation at the AT&T Center, Salon C, still remember the room. And I remember thinking right in the middle of the program, wow, this is a really special place to be. And as I looked all around me, I could see that the faces all around me were really determined. And ultimately, it is that determination that will guide us to this day. But now that we're finally here on this day, as I look all around me, I start to realize I don't know half my classmates. But I do have a question for you all. What is a commencement? Seems pretty straightforward, right? But what exactly is a commencement? Well, Webster defines a commencement as, quote, an act, instance, or time of beginning. Now, the word obviously does have several meanings, but I found it pretty interesting that the dictionary would list this definition first before, the ceremonial definition, what we're doing right now. And I think it's pretty telling because while many of us might be tempted to view this day as an end, the end to multiple choice exams and graded assignments and projects and presentations, in many ways, it really is just a brand new beginning. A beginning where we, not professors, will write the script, where we will be responsible for the roads we choose. And with no more neatly laid out projects, where we have the luxury of precisely knowing what part of the codification we need to do our research from. So as we venture out into this new phase of life, I cannot emphasize enough the need for us to not be afraid, and especially the need for us to not be afraid of risks. The noted scholar and award-winning statistician, Nassim Taleb, said a year ago, quote, "If I had to relive my life, I would be even more stubborn and uncompromising than I have been." One should never do anything without skin in the game. If you give advice, you ought to be exposed to losses from it. Now, you would think someone who sort of foresaw a big market crash just about 10 years ago would have been a bit more reserved in his outlook. But to the contrary, he advises us to live even more on the edge, to have more courage in our convictions, to take more risks. And this is particularly relevant for our class and for our generation, because there is a rapidly increasing consensus that the coming decade promises to be one of the most disruptive ever, to be characterized by rapid technological changes and innovations permeating just about every facet of business and beyond. No one really knows what the future of work will look like or how exactly complex economies will now be structured, but it's precisely this sort of environment that risk-taking will thrive in. So don't be afraid to take that risk when it appears, and yes, it will appear. The risk to learn that language and take that foreign assignment, the risk to start up that consulting practice, the risk to not be afraid of risks. I can honestly say that I've never been around more accomplished yet hungry, determined yet humble, and enterprising young people than I met here at the MPA program. I mean, I knew I was going to learn a lot from professors. I expected that, and I have the student loan balance to prove it. But I did not expect I would learn just as much from you guys. So whether you be heading to New York City, or to San Francisco, or even to the bright lights of Kokomo, Indiana, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take the risks. They say the measure of our education is often judged not by what we learn in the classroom, but often sometimes by the more intangible stuff we learn outside. Well, here that was partly true, but in many ways was completely flipped on its head. Because what we learned in the MPA program was extremely rigorous and fulfilling. For example, in our Distinguished Speaker Series, we'll listen to business leaders, often with backgrounds not too dissimilar to ours, describe the paths they took towards their success. In negotiations, we learned how to navigate and close tough and complex business deals. And in advanced accounting, we learned you probably shouldn't take advanced accounting. So as we leave and embark on this new journey, let us think forward to 50 years from now as to what our personal legacies will be. Did we leave institutions better than whence we found them? Did we live up to this university's creed? Did whatever that started here for us eventually change the world? Class of 2017, from today, we are the eternal representatives of the MPA program at the University of Texas, and that means a heck of a lot. The world is our oyster. Let's go hook 'em. Congratulations, everyone. God bless you all. Okay.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Reggie. And now, the long-awaited moment has arrived. Each student will receive personal congratulations from Associate Dean Lindberg and Chair Freeman. The university will mail diplomas to each graduate at a later date. Students who have earned one or both of the department's Scholastic Achievement Awards will also receive by mail a certificate of accomplishment signed by Chair Freeman and me. These awards are the Dean's Award for Academic Excellence for students with an overall GPA of 3.8 or higher, and the Summerfield Scholar Award for students with a graduate accounting GPA of 3.8 or higher. Because these awards are based on GPA, it's not possible to identify the recipients until your spring grades have been recorded by the university. We will now recognize our MPA graduates.
Eric Dipp. Selena Quadra. Stephen David Bennick. Aaron Fuller. Jordan Lee Wilkie. Kelsey Pinkerton. Bethany Mandrell. Brian Lee. Wesley Kiefer Bibb. Robert Barnes. Lauren Saunders. Kaylee Brickman. Caroline Jackson. Alexander Nestorenko. Nathan Wukash.
Christine Voisinay. Ali Oluti Milehin. Christina Lopez. Catherine Roach. Courtney Amerson. Kendall Hall. Reggie Gobadia. Braden Chaucy. Justin Welch. Kyle Brickhouse. Stephen Wilbanks. Umair Hussein. EJ Sung. AJ Laveau. Scott Andrew Bird. Ryan Berg. Evan Berkowitz.
Philip Lyell. Sean Valentine. James Hilton Hardy III. Julie Wisnowski. Sierra Ellis. Nathan Tipsword. Ryan Richards. Glenn Gambardella. Sean Van Osdell. Shashi Ashohan. Jessica Wu. Nancy Nguyen. Angela Joseph. Catherine Wita. Colleen Corliss.
Noah Kligerman. Christina Lynn Peck. Hannah Weaver. Karen McCann. Kenzie Scott. Gregory Chu. Sahara Rodriguez. Kareem Wahab. Sarah Stiff. Kevin Franklin. Ben Lindsay. Jessica Kabler. Sabrina Desi. Britta Delana. Jessica Myers. Elizabeth Laura Wilson. Allison Bloom. Ralika Salova. Kristen Stanley.
Alora May Gregory. Lachlan Stonis. Amanda Williams. Sarah Austin. Mo. Laura E. Lopez Vargas. Chen Ling Zheng. An Dang. Hayden Hill. Benjamin Brower. Stephen Frederick. Brandon Allums. Jennifer Timmerman. Morgan Ha. Jacqueline Roberts.
Charlie Adkins. Ethan Balsamo. Pierce Miller. Hunter Haas. Madeline Soriano. Giona Vazhapoli. Jasmine Chang. Tommy Lamb. Fabiola Ramirez Chavez. Sharon Song. Jamila Teresa Karimo. Barbara Munjing Legros. Brandon Tehampton. Sadie Liebman. Abby Moore. Tori Karen. Alyssa Brunette. Sophie Suharyono.
Jessica Carey Cheng. Niu Lin. Angela Sheen. Tiffany Wang. Wayne David Hoyer. Nikila Jinamunchi. Diva Gulati. Hector Javier Garcia Jr. Corey Mieko Mingyi Wang. Manuel Pacheco. Christina Gonzalez. Marissa Carey. Joseph Zukis. Jonathan Lur. Ethan Chen.
Justin Ha. Paul Wynn. Susie Kim. Annie Shu. Michael Jonathan Chow. Zahid Ali. Bilal Bilwani. Abdul Samad Hamid Aziz. Yu Wang. Randall Elliott. Parker Foster. Jason Davalt. Audrey Red. Caitlin Cowan. Sadi Valdez. Christian Robert Almanza. Rotimi Olumuyiwa Ogunmola.
Henry Levesque. Lisa Donovan. Sam Dorsch. Arson Akopian. Matan Anab. Haywan Christina Bay. Suchi Sundaram. Lisa Zhang. Timothy Lee. Imelda Resendez. Yanting Yang. Sokin Lee. Felix Chen. Jonathan Orbe. Hanshi Lee. Taylor Atwell. Luke Baumfalk. Taylor Nicole Kahn. Jarrett Smith.
Travis Bryan. Andrew McCormick. Natalie Heineman. Alexander Stewart. Tanner Cade Brennan. Tanner Horn. Gabriella Paul. Savannah Ritchie. Haley Jackson. Aaron Welton. Amy Jatana. Antonia Sudiharjo. Jeffrey Ye. Jenny Coe. Kelly Rose Witter. Vincent Trung. Lydia Kwan.
Karen Lee. Ara Ding. Thomas Pence. Garrett Brown. Nick Sorsby. Andres Cardenas. Colin McNeilis. Kelly Hunter. Vivian Dam. Lorna Varela. Kiran Sundrani. Marshall Menzies. Nikki Karamat. Sonali Gupta. Nicholas Williams. Adam Perez. Tyler Eric Hansen.
Christine Albachera. Claire Elise Beakley. Lara Rose Ogden. Tara Henry. Lauren Miller. Jake Baird. Jeffrey Barnwell. Brian Buell. Austin Kaiser. Corey Fruithandler. Blake Buchan. Dylan Betts. Andrew Scott. Edmund Jusuk Lee. Rachel Lee Mize. Chris Choi. Laura Liu. Yue Pan. Shini Liu. Hoiping Chow.
Yanchan Wu. Guangbo Ge. Elizabeth Williams. Elise Roth. Savannah Rose Rice. Allison Shaper. Thomas Dunbar. Dahlia El-Sadi. Catherine Butchie. And last but not least, Carrie McCartan.
Students. I think that should say former students. Graduates. May you find as much personal fulfillment in your careers as the faculty has found in teaching you. We are pleased that so many spouses, parents, relatives, friends joined us today to witness our recognition ceremony. You are the quiet heroes and indispensable partners in this grand enterprise. Graduates, please stand, turn around, and join in recognizing and thanking those special people who contributed to your success. Before adjourning, on behalf of the students and faculty, I would like to thank the entire staff of the accounting department and the MPA program office who assisted in this ceremony. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for attending the MPA commencement ceremony and inform you that at the end of the Eyes of Texas, the graduates will recess from Gregory Gym down the front steps to the plaza. We ask that family and friends follow by exiting through the west doors opposite the stage. The passenger elevator outside the southwest entrance will be available for individuals with mobility impairments. In honor of our graduates and the University of Texas, we will now conclude the ceremony with the Eyes of Texas. Faculty member Steve Couchelmeyer will lead us.
The eyes of Texas are upon you. All the livelong day. The eyes of Texas are upon you. You cannot get away. Do not think you